This is Dear Mama Sal, and it's Tuesday. It's going to be a hot one today. It's already 18 degrees. And that would be 65 in northern Washington State if you happen to be there. So we're going to have a really sizzling day. Now that means that I bought a cardigan with me. And the reason for that is the person who controls the heat level at work might well just throw on the air conditioner to a level. So those of us who don't have the same aspect, you know what I mean, the same direction, northeast, south or west windows or whatever, you know, are inclined to feel the brunt of that. So I brought a cardigan with me, which looks really stupid on such a beautiful day, but that's why I do it. I really have to say that it's been very comforting, and I think I want to use that as my word of the day. Comforting. It's been very comforting to continue to watch the support for various people that we see. And I think perhaps the greatest part of the broadcasts, you know, are not the laughs or the insanity that goes on sometimes, but the fact that we get to know each other at a different level. And I think that's really important. I mean, you guys get to know me at a pretty deep level just because, you know, you're listening to me on a regular basis, but for the other people, you know, we get to hear so much more about them and their lives and what's going on for them. And that starts, of course, by people actually dropping us the odd comment or not. I mean, or not so odd. And so we heard yesterday from, I think it was Tono, I'm not sure how you pronounce that, that he or she, I don't know whether it's a he or a she, quite honestly, has been quite ill of late. And so we really would like to send thoughts and prayers and hope that they feel a whole lot better, if that is possible. I found it really sad yesterday. You know, I got a call from somebody, and what they told me about what had happened to them really made me very, very sad. And at the same time, I had a viewer on Skype with me, also in trouble. And so one is my personal life, and the other is my Dear Mama Sal life, which is part of my personal life, we know. But you understand, they were two completely different areas that were going on. And so it was troubling for me to have to try and deal with both and give them the time that they deserved. And yet also trying to upload videos and edit them and do all sorts of things like that. So it's comforting that when you have somebody that is in overload, emotional overload of any sort, about the best thing you can do is actually listen. And so at one point I was able to clean up my kitchen whilst listening. In other words, it was comforting to be able to multitask. And so you look at it and you go, we really do control the amount of stress because I could have shut down either of those people much sooner than I did if I needed to. But as long as I could get on with my life at the same time, I was okay. So while I was dealing with the one, I was in the kitchen cleaning up, and while I was dealing with the other, I was getting the uploads done, and luckily I'd finished all the edits, because that's what takes a lot of concentration. So, comforting indeed. Now, I found a really tasty dish, and it was so simple that I know you're going to say, will I do a video of it? I can do if you guys want me to. But here's the thing. I literally boiled some rice, and just as, you know, after I'd cooked the rice, you know, I always wash my rice after I've cooked it to get rid of all the starch that I can. And then I put in a little bit of butter in the rice, made a clearing in the middle of the pan. I put it back into the skillet. Well, I put it into a skillet, let's put it that way. And just mixed a little bit of butter in with it. And then made a hole in the center and put in an egg. And then just made scrambled egg in the center with the egg. And then mixed that in with the rice. So that's pretty easy, right? Then I had a little bit, and this is why it's so useful, I had a little bit of leftover chicken. So I took sort of like a cereal bowl, small cereal bowl full of steamable vegetables. And fresh ones, by the way. You know, broccoli and carrots and onion and peppers and mushrooms. You know, good healthy stuff. But I would say probably at least 2 cups full. Yeah, that was the majority of the dish, was the vegetables. I threw in a small handful of chopped up chicken left over. And I put that in the microwave to cook the vegetables. I put the rice egg mixture into a deep bowl. I covered it with the vegetables. I then made a mixture of peanut butter and soy sauce. And I just nuked that for about 30 seconds, and I mixed it all up, and I put it over the vegetables. Now, how much peanut butter did I use? Probably about a tablespoonful, a good tablespoonful. And about the same, I would think, of soy sauce. Anyway, mixed it all up. No, maybe half a tablespoon of soy sauce. Anyway, mixed it all up. Threw it over the top. And then, what made me do this, I don't know. But you don't have to do this. I had some crumbled feta cheese, and I just threw some of that over the top of it. Oh. So tasty. You cannot believe how tasty that was. And extremely comforting. Not only that, extremely filling, because the amount of vegetables. Lots of fiber. Because of the type of number of green vegetables that were in there. And so just a you know, very little meat, but some meat because you need protein. So very, very simple. And definitely what I call comfort food. Because it was so darn tasty. The trick was I didn't make enough for seconds. I found that is the trick. Because I think I would have had seconds if they'd been available. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm sort of buying at the local market. They actually have little packages of mixed fresh vegetables that they chop up. Good for them. I like the fact they do all the hard work. So you're actually just buying the vegetables you're going to use. You're not buying the bits that you throw away. And I've decided that I really need to do that during the week. I need to have more vegetables. And that's what I intend to do. Yeah, really load up on veggies during the week. Because that will also help me lose weight. Which is what I'm on a mission for now. And I am really, really comforted that, you know, I'm thinking about young Kerry. And Kerry has been through quite the roller coaster, as you know, in the last few weeks. And still not smoking. Yeah, that takes incredible courage. It's, believe me, I know, it's so much easier to just, you know, cave in and go, oh, well, you know, it justifies it. So keep going, Kerry. If you're listening to this, keep going, sweetie. I am really, really impressed. And Marilyn, too, who, she's really doing well. Can't remember how many days she's into, but I know it's enough that she's got probably over the first hurdles. And you all know that I totally understand how difficult it is, having just gone through it myself. But it is funny how many times I just say to myself, I don't do that anymore. Or people will say to me, would you like a smoke? No, I'm a non-smoker. And have been for 500 days. You know, it's amazing. It's actually, that in itself is comforting. Because people look at me and go, wow. And I was just trying to think what the difference is in my life. Because everybody keeps saying, don't you feel better? I can't really say that I feel a whole lot better. I believe that we know that my health in some ways must be better. And when I say health, I mean I'm not sucking in that much garbage every day. But I can't say, I'm not breathing well, as you can hear. I'm not, I'm coughing far less, yeah. I really don't feel I have a whole lot more energy, which is the other thing that people ask. No? But after we talked about energy the other day, one of the things I'm really aware of, I need to do the human experiment, which is to get off my rather large rump and go take some exercise. I have absolutely no excuse whatsoever for not doing it. Well, I do. Let me see what my excuse is. I get home I grab something to eat. Oh, I start uploading videos, the vlog. While that's going, I make something to eat, come back, edit the video, put the bits together, upload. And it all takes quite a while. And then, by the time all that is done, of course, I'm exhausted and I just want to veg out. Oh, actually, last night I did have the discipline to stop. When I'd finished everything, and admittedly it was about 10 o'clock at night, I did do half an hour of housekeeping. I did vacuum some carpets, some throw rugs and things, and I did use my Swiffer vacuum. And you know, it's amazing how much Bina hair I'm still pulling out every day, out of the carpets, out of still, I don't know where it's escaping from. Maybe it's the ventilation system, I don't know, but it's amazing how much dog hair there still is in my life. And talking about dog hair, I know you're asking me, did I get sage? I don't know. I'm certainly still on a mission. And, you know, they wrote to me and told me all the bad things about sage. The breeds, you know, if you read the negatives about, she's got Jack Russell Terrier in her, and they gave me all the negatives about Jack Russell Terriers. You know, they're diggers and they're this and they're that and the other thing. And then she's also got some Staffordshire Terrier in her, so they gave me all the negatives about that. They forgot to mention that she's got Border Collie in her. And they didn't give me all the wonderful things about that, or the negatives, now that I think about it. They didn't even mention that part. And then, you know, it was enough to put you off. And I sort of sat and thought about it for a while, and I thought, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Bean was a cross German Shepherd Husky. You know, if you want to be put off getting a dog, read the negatives about German Shepherds and Huskies. I mean, I should never have taken him under those, and that's what I remembered. So I went, no, that's okay. I am aware that this dog could possibly have these traits, unless the dog is properly trained. And we know it's going to be pretty well trained. But I still haven't been sent the application, so I don't know what it is that they want from me, but we'll find out. And if it's meant to be, it'll happen, and if it isn't meant to be, it won't. So it's really nasty for me, because they, as I've said before, they look at me as an old person and incapable of giving suitable exercise to a dog, and I'm an old person who works. And that's 2 strikes against me as far as they're concerned. The fact that I am great with rehabilitating dogs, and the fact that I am great at training dogs, and finding fun ways to entertain them, apparently is irrelevant. I don't know that it is. Let me not think negatively. I was really, really delighted how many of you wrote, though, to say that I should get sage. And what I will do is I will, if they haven't sent me an application, I will pop back and see her on Friday and ask to spend some time with her outside. Just so I can get a better sense of her. Okay, so I hope you are comforted today. I'm not quite sure by what. And if you keep that word in mind today, maybe you will comfort others. Maybe you'll listen to them. Not be in quite such a hurry. And maybe you will comfort not just the people in your life, but maybe the pets of your life. I know that some of you have incredibly spoiled pets. But how about taking a couple of extra minutes today? Maybe get down on the floor and talk to them at their level. Maybe lie on the floor. I know Bean Bean used to really react to that. Every now and then I'd lie on the floor next to him. This is even before he got sick. I'd just lie down on the floor next to him and have a conversation with him. And I used to love watching his eyebrows move and his ears move. And, he's probably thinking, what the f is she talking about? But it didn't matter. It was just that I was doing it eyeball to eyeball, at his level, not from my huge height down to his. So I really, really recommend that you do that. If you've got kitty cats, I know kitty cats are very particular, but just see what you can do. So have a comforting day. This is Dear Mama Sal saying bye-bye for now.